Welcome back, my lovely listeners, to Whispers in the Mansion at Daily Stress Busters. In the last chapter, Eliza reunited with Lucas Blake, her childhood friend turned private investigator. Together, they uncovered a hidden compartment in the library containing a blood-stained locket and a photograph of a woman bearing an uncanny resemblance to Eliza. Tonight, we delve deeper into the mystery with Chapter 3, Shadows of the Past. Let's step back into the dimly lit halls of Harrington Manor, where the echoes of the past grow louder at Daily Stress Busters. Eliza couldn't take her eyes off the locket. The photograph inside showed a young woman named Margaret and a man whose name had faded into obscurity. Margaret's expression was haunting, her eyes held secrets that seemed to reach across time. Eliza felt a strange pull toward her, a connection she couldn't explain but didn't dare to ignore. The discovery stirred something within Eliza, fragments of memories she couldn't quite grasp. She stared at the photo, her mind flickering back to her childhood days in the mansion. Her thoughts were interrupted by a series of small, strange occurrences that seemed to remind her the house was alive. The locket seemed to unlock more than just its clasp. It began unlocking Eliza's buried memories. She saw herself as a child, wandering the halls of the mansion. The faint smell of lavender, the sound of distant laughter, and the oppressive weight of fear all came rushing back. But there was one memory that eluded her, hovering just out of reach. It felt important, as though it held the key to everything she was now facing. Her unease grew as these fragmented images persisted, blending with the present. She was no longer sure where the past ended, and the now began. As day faded into night, the mansion seemed to come alive. A door slammed shut on its own, followed by the unmistakable sound of footsteps in the attic. Lucas brushed it off as the house settling, but Eliza couldn't ignore the dread creeping into her chest. Then came the music box. It was a delicate artifact Eliza remembered from her childhood, a gift from her aunt, now broken and silent for years. Yet, as the clock struck midnight, it began to play a hauntingly familiar tune, its melody echoing through the halls. The sound drew them both to the parlor, where the box sat open, its once rusted mechanism now inexplicably moving. The events pushed Lucas and Eliza to their limits. Lucas's practical nature clashed with Eliza's growing belief that the mansion held something far beyond their understanding. He urged caution and considered leaving the house to regroup. Eliza, however, felt compelled to stay. Something, whether it was the mansion, the locket, or her own instincts, was telling her she needed to see this through. The tension between them was palpable, their shared history now a fragile thread stretched thin by the weight of the mystery. In the early hours of the morning, Eliza's determination paid off. Hidden among a pile of dusty books, she found a letter in Margaret's handwriting. The ink had faded, but the words carried a chilling weight. Margaret accused her lover of betrayal, warning him of a dark fate that awaited those who crossed her. The letter's tone shifted toward desperation, as though Margaret knew her time was running out. Eliza read the words aloud, the hair on her neck standing on end. Lucas listened in silence, the skepticism in his eyes replaced by unease. The past casts long shadows, and the Harrington mansion seems intent on revealing its darkest truths. Margaret's letter raises more questions than it answers. Who betrayed her? What dark fate did she fear? And how is Eliza connected to this woman whose life ended in tragedy? Here is our tonight's poetic verse. Secrets whisper, shadows wail, a house that holds a mournful tale, a locket stain, a letter's cry. The truth is near, but at what price? What do you think Margaret meant by a dark fate? And could her warning hold the key to Eliza's forgotten memories? Share your thoughts in the comments, and join us next time for Chapter 4, The Locked Room at Daily Stress Busters. Until then, keep your curiosity burning and the lights close at hand.